Hey, hello ladies and gentlemen. I saw a few people in chat already. Lowly EOP. I never really got your name until now. I like it. Gentile Cretin. I don't know what that trash is supposed to mean. Hopefully it's not anything mean. Alright. Let's start off the way we normally do. Excuse me, don't know why I'm yawning. Okay. Kakemaku mo kashikoki izanagi no kami tsukushi no himuka no tachibana no odo no wagihara ni misogi harae tamaishi toki ni narimaseru haraedo no okami tachi moromoro no magago to tsumikegare aramu oba harae tamai kiyome tamae to monsu koto o kiko shimese to kashikomi mo monsu. Takama no hara ni kamu tsumarimasu sumera ga mutsu kamurogi kamuromi no mukoto mochite yarozu no kami tachi o kamu tsudoe ni tsudoe tamai kamu hakari ni hakari tamaite aga sumemima no mikoto wa toyo ashihara no mizuo no kuni o yasuku ni to taira kekushiro o shimese to koto yosashi matsuriki kakuyosashi matsuri shi kunuchi ni araburu tami tachi o ba kamu to ashi ni to ashi tamai ni harai tamaite koto to ishi hane kine tachi kusa no kakiba o mokoto yamete ame no iwagura hanachi ame no yaegumo o itsu no chiwaki ni chiwakite amakudashi yosashi matsuriki kakuyosashi matsuri shi yo mono kuninaka to oyama to hirakami no kuni o yasuku ni to sadame matsurite shitatsui hane ni miyabashira futo shikitate takama no hara ni chiki takashirite sumemima no mikoto no mizu no mi arakatsu kae matsurite ama no mikage hi no mikage to kakurimashite yasuku ni to taira kekushiro o shimesamu kunuchi ni nari demu ame no masu hitora ga ayamachi o kashikemu kusagusa no tsumi goto wa amatsutsumi kunitsutsumi koko dake no tsumi demu kakui deba amatsu miya goto mochite amatsu kanagi o moto uchi kiri sue uchi tachite chigura no kikura ni okitara hashite amatsu sugaso o moto kari tachi sue kari kirite yahari ni torisakite amatsu norito no futo norito goto nore kaku noreba amatsu kami wa ame no ewato o oshihirakite ame no yaegumo o itsu no chiwaki ni chiwakite kiko shime samu ni tsukami wa takayama no sue hikiyama no sue ni noborimashite takayama no yori hikiyama no ibori o kaki wakete kiko shime samu kaku kiko shime shite ba tsumi to yu tsumi wa araji to shinado no kaze no ame no yaegumo o fuki hanatsu koto no gotoku ashita no migiri yube no migiri o asa kaze yu kaze no fuki harau koto no gotoku o tsube ni yoru o fune o he toki hanachite o unabara ni oshi hanatsu koto no gotoku ochikata no shigeki ga moto yakigama no togama mochite uchiharao koto no gotoku nokori tsumi wa araji to harae tamai kiyome tama o koto o takayama no sue hikiyama no sue yori sakunadari ni ochitagitsu hayakawa no senimasu seoritsu hime toいう神を海原に用いでなむ各用いでなば嵐の潮のやうじのやしおじのやいにます早くつ姫という神持ちかかのみてむ各かかのみてばいぶきどにますいぶきどにしという神根の国そこの国にいぶき放ちてむ各いぶき放ちてば根の国そこの国にます早さすらいめという神持ちさすらい失いてむ隠さすらい失いてば罪という罪は荒じと払いたまい清め山をこと天津神国津神八百万の神たちと共に聞こしめせと申す。Thank you very much for the $5 I saw during that. Much appreciated, and I'm glad my little donation thing is working. I hadn't gotten a donation while live yet, so I didn't know if it was all the way working, and I'm very happy to see that it is, so nobody gets gypped if they give me some of their hard-earned money. Review Starlight. No, I have not. Alright. Part 2. This one will be shorter. Busetsumaaka hanya hara mita shingyo kanji zaibo sagyo jin hanya hara mita jisho kengo unkai kudo isai ku yakushari shi shiki fui ku fui shiki shiki sokuze ku sokuze shiki shu sokyo shiki dakubu no ze shari shize shoho ku sofu shofu metsufu ku fu jo fu zo fu genze koku chu mu shiki mu ju sogyo shiki mu gen ni bi zeshin i mu shiki jo shoko mi sokuho mu gen kai nai shi mu ishiki kai mu myo yaku mu myo jin nai shi mu ro shi yaku mu ro shi jin mu kushu metsudo mu chi yaku mu tokui mu shoto ko bodai satta e hanya hara mita koshi mu kege komu uku fu onni isai tendo muso kugyo ne hansanze shobutsu e hanya hara mita kotoku anoku tarasan myakusan bodai kochi hanya hara mita zedai jinshu zedai myoshu zemu joshu zemu totoshu nojo isai ku shinjitsu fu koko setsu hanya hara mita shusoku setsu shu watsu gyate hara gyate haraso gyate boji sawaka hanya shingyo. Alright. I'm gonna get game set up. Let me know if I'm difficult to hear, or the game is, or any of that kind of stuff. This music is gonna be with us forever because it takes a long transmigration through samsara to beat Touhou 12, even with Sanae B. I mentioned it, I don't know if I mentioned it, but, you know, I'm looking at some other philosophy lectures to do. I think before I start a major philosophy lecture, it didn't get necessarily the highest amount of votes on the survey I did, but I've already written a pretty in-depth lecture about just kind of an introduction to the basics of Shinto and the Japanese mythology cycle. So I think it would be pretty easy for me to just adapt that into a lecture, so that might be the next major thing on this channel. And I can explain what exactly those two Norito I chant are. A lot of it isn't stuff you couldn't understand from Wikipedia, but I could probably present it in a way that was more systematic. And I consider it all important stuff for people who are fans of this channel to understand. It would be tempting to use Touhou pictures for everything in it. But I probably wouldn't. I should mention, I don't, should I even, if I say this, it'll sound like I'm whoring myself out, but the donation thing does have different pictures and sounds for each level of donations if you donate more than $5, but by no means feel pressured to. Worst thing I'd want to do is turn this into some chill stream. Interesting Shinto. Yeah. Of course, it's kind of hard because, you know, Shinto is more of a... There aren't a lot of, like, official texts. It's not like a religion with its own holy texts or works of philosophy or whatever. So, a lot of studies of Shinto have to be tied to anthropological studies of the history and culture of Japan itself. Which is great, of course, but it's also kinda... You don't know where to begin or end. Try getting the Kojiki. Yeah, I've read the Kojiki, and it's, it can be difficult going, for sure. Especially if you read the old-school, Basil Hall Chamberlain translation, as I did. Which I think is actually... It's actually a very good translation. It's just very, you know... old-fashioned, like reading the King James Bible or something. Which I think is appropriate, because it's such an old text that it's... You want it to sound a little... to have that kind of air of antique majesty about it. I know there's some more modern text, too. I haven't read the Nihon Shoki all the way through. I'm such a poser. The one thing that's weird about the Basil Hall Chamberlain translation of the Kojiki, though, which is the one that's that's the copyright-free one that you can find everywhere online on sacred texts and Wikisource and wherever, is it has a few passages that are just randomly in Latin, I think, because from what I understood, most of the Latin passages are kind of, like, rude stuff. Like ones that involve sex or violence or anything else that would offend Victorian sensibilities. Which I guess better than to censor them, but like why Latin suddenly? He also translates literally the names of all the gods in it, which is a little confusing, but I guess I see the relevance, since a lot of the god names in it are very, you know, they have a lot of relevance and importance, and there's big debates over the etymology of a lot of these god names as well, because no one knows what kanji they were supposed to be written in. Well, they wouldn't have been written in kanji anyway. Yeah, it has parts in Latin. They are, not a lot of it is in Latin, just like once in a while there's a sentence or paragraph in Latin. Word Dinpa, do you consider myself Dinpa? I have heard of it. My favorite game is Tsubahibi, of course, or favorite visual novel, I should say. And that's like a Dinpa game par excellence. But does anyone ever consider themselves Dinpa? I think the idea is kind of supposed to be that, if you're Dinpa, you think you're sane and everyone else thinks you're crazy. It's kind of like no one chooses to call themselves a chunibyo, am I right? But from a lot of perspectives, I probably am. Anyway, has anyone played any good games or watched any good stuff recently? I've been enjoying a few games off stream. Me and a few of my IRL friends always play old point and clicks together, which are really fun because if I'm on my own, I'll just get bored immediately and immediately look shit up, which ruins those games. But when I'm with friends, I'm pressured to try to actually figure it out. And me and one of my friends are playing this game Obsidian right now, which is really cool. It's kind of definitely a hidden gem, if you will. It's an old point and click, which is kind of in the style of Myst. I guess Myst is probably the closest connection. It has some FMV scenes, and it's mostly exploring a world and filling in a lot of the backstory with journals and stuff. But I'd say more than Myst, it's a little more on the side of the puzzles have a little more logic than just observation alone, even though there's definitely some observation as a part of it. So we're about halfway through it probably. And that game is really awesome. And prescient in some ways. Dated in others. It's about, it's set in the year 2066. And it's about, some kind of satellite with AI and nanotechnology on it that was put into orbit to remove carbon and ozone. Or to restore the ozone layer and mitigate the greenhouse effect. It's kind of funny how, if you look at those games from the 90s, they thought that ozone depletion would be like something we'd be struggling with for generations, and it's already pretty much not an issue anymore. Hasn't been for like a decade. Greenhouse gases, though, that's gonna be there for a while. But it's a really awesome looking game. I also started playing Mother 3, the sequel to Earthbound, or Mother 2, and I'm liking it quite a bit. I'm a big fan of Earthbound, Mother 2 in Japanese, that is. And I like the first Mother game, even though it's a little flawed. I don't know if I'll play it on stream though, because I like to enjoy those more as a personal kind of thing, because I name all the characters after me and my real friends and anime girls and other loser stuff like that. But I'd say Mother 3 is... I'm not quite feeling the storyline as much as Earthbound so far, but the combat is very, very cool. Maybe even better than Earthbound. So that's what I've been playing outside of stuff on stream. Oh, beautiful. I also recently rewatched an old favorite movie, which is Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia by Sam Peckinpah from 1974, starring Warren Oates. I don't think I'll do a review on it just because it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. But Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, man, if you don't know about it, it's definitely one of those movies I think Quentin Tarantino probably saw and was really inspired by. It stars Warren Oates, and he's like an American piano player at a saloon in Mexico City. And there's some like Mexican mafioso crime family whose daughter got pregnant, who's 14, from some like Playboy stud named Alfredo Garcia, and then they put a hit out on that guy, and this American bar player is gonna go kill him to get $10,000 worth. But Alfredo Garcia is already dead, so he has none of this is a spoiler, by the way. So he has to go find out how to dig up the corpse and steal the head off of it. And it's just a badass movie, man. It's gritty and dark as fuck. It was much better than I remember. It was better than I remembered, even, honestly. So those are things I've been watching and enjoying recently. I've been slacking on watching anime, though. I'm slowly going through My Hime, which is an old series about high school girls with superpowers and mechs and stuff, but it's cute and it's well animated. And I'm enjoying it, but it's not really going to probably be an all-time favorite, but I still have it about half of it left, so we'll see. There's just so much good media out there for a lifetime's worth of it, almost. A lot of people complain about how bad modern media is, and obviously a lot of the times they exaggerate. But the bright side of that is, you know, if anime nowadays sucks, that just means I have time to catch up on everything I haven't seen in the past, which there's a lifetime's worth, honestly. Even just stuff like video games and anime and movies that have only been around 100 years or less, there's a lifetime's worth. Once you add like books and novels and stuff like that to read. It's intimidating how much you'll never get to enjoy everything you want to. But it's just one of those things you have to make peace with, I guess. There's an old quote, I don't remember exactly how it, I'm paraphrasing it, but it's by Alain Resnais, who directed last year at Marienbad and Hiroshima Mon Amour and some of those other famous old French movies from the New Wave, where he said that one of his friends had a big shelf of unread books, and he and Resnais looked at it, and Resnais did some quick calculations and realized that even if this other friend of his was also a filmmaker, and even if that other friend stopped making movies completely, he'd never be able to read all the books on his shelf, even if he spent the rest of his lifetime doing nothing but it. But he was unperturbed, and that evening he went out and bought 3 more books for his shelf. So, when I think about that, I've definitely gotten a lot better in the last year or so at putting books down and stopping reading them if they're not catching my interest, because life really is too short. Even though I'm very OCD about that kind of thing generally, and I never like to leave stuff unfinished. Like, even if it sucks and I hate it, I want to at least finish it so I can know that I hate it. But recently, fuck that. I think a lot of that had been pressured when I was using, you know, sites like My Anime List and Rate Your Music and stuff like that more seriously, where I couldn't rate it and add it to the pile, add it to the repertoire, unless I'd finished it. And it's been a lot better since I've stopped doing that and just used my own site. Like, now that I don't use Goodreads, I feel a lot less pressured to finish books. I have a Goodreads account, I just don't update it anymore. Also, anyone who was listening to that Kojiki talk, you know something that kind of tripped me up, that's kind of crazy, is that really famous public domain translation of the Kojiki by Basil Hall Chamberlain was the guy's name. That Basil Hall Chamberlain, I think, was the brother of Houston Stewart Chamberlain, who was like one of the main inspirations to the Nazis, who like wrote a big history of the Aryan race and stuff. He was a British guy, but he was like a wannabe German, and he was like a guy Hitler read a lot of and really loved. And he wrote a big book, I think, called Foundations of the 19th Century, which is full of like Aryanist pseudoscience. But that's the guy whose brother translated the Kojiki, and that, you know, as far as I know, his brother Basil Hall Chamberlain didn't share his ideas, so we don't need to paint him by the same brush. But it's just kind of weird because I knew both of those guys, but I didn't know they were related to each other. I have a problem where I find myself a dozen books lying around by the end of the week. Even though I'll only finish a couple, I'm insatiably curious to poke through everything. Yeah, for me, recently, I've just started... I order books by, like, the shortest to the longest, and I start with short ones, because it's easier to finish short books. Unless they're a topic which is really interesting to me. It's too bad, because you know, I did some research. I was doing some reading about artificial intelligence and existential risk and the alignment problem, all of which is super fucking scary, by the way. But putting a pin in that, I know the kind of major book that got a lot of people concerned about this and starting to think about it was called Superintelligence by Nick Bostrom, which was published in 2014. And so I said I should probably read that. And I started reading it, but unfortunately I kind of got distracted because it's almost like, even though I'm sure it's a super valuable book for its predictions, it's from 2014, so it feels like, you know, artificial intelligence is a field that's moving so fast that almost nothing in it already feels super antiquated. And not, you know, maybe not even the points in it seem antiquated, just the status of the technology it's talking about is so much more advanced. Not that that necessarily means it's not worth reading. I know that guy Bostrom recently had another book called Deep Utopia, which I'd like to read, but haven't gotten around to it yet. Oh, fuck off. I hate Kobasa. I love her too. But she fucks up a lot of my runs. Philippi translation. Is that of the Kojiki? I've only read the Chamberlain one. It's a good translation, I think. The footnotes, at least, are very thorough. And, you know, they're a little... It was translated in 1881, so, you know... Take that for what it's worth, but... Seemed like an incredibly diligent, serious translation in any case. I see. Yeah, I really like how in the old translations, almost every deity's name has August in its thing. I guess that's how he translates the honorific O, which is not a bad, I mean, meaning-wise, gets at it. I have always said I definitely much prefer literal but clumsy translations to inventive but or to poetic but loose ones. That's why I never wanted to read the most famous early Tale of Genji translation. I forget who translated it. What that guy's name was. Some Brit. Not Sidey Sticker. Whaley? Another Japanese work of literature, which is pretty famous, which I've never read, is what's it called? The Heike Monogatari, the Tale of the Heike. Ooh, close. Curious, has anyone here used a CRT to play retro games before? Because I have a Japanese PS2 and I was considering trying to hook it up to my normal TV soon. Crackled Miss Alistair McIntyre book that was given to me. Nice. Thank you, Cretan. That sounds rude, but that's your name. What inspired by your own thinking? I'm not sure exactly. I just know it's kind of the Ginpei War and it's a famous samurai epic. And it's one of the biggest works of medieval literature after Tale of Genji. But there's a more of a Zen Buddhist influence on it. But a lot of people say also it's kind of... it has an easier broad appeal than Tale of Genji. And even though Tale of Genji is considered to be like the classic and the most illustrious Japanese literature, Heike is more broadly popular. Not to imply that it's like lesser by any means, but that's at least what I've heard. This is the spell where I want Reimu so bad. Anyway, yeah. I have a lot of... there's some games I'd like to play on a console, but I don't know if I can hook that up to... I don't know how to hook that up to my computer to stream, so it might just be off stream. Which is fine. I always say, like, whenever I was streaming like this, it's always good and healthy to, I think, reserve some games to only be played off stream. Fuck me. Can you just die already, please? Fuck you, stupid cunt. Ugh, fuck. Okay, do not get the UFO while Ichirin is on screen. I always get greedy and throw the run by doing that. Fuck! So close. Fuck you. This is not going according to plan. Okay, that kind of got it back on track. That didn't. Okay, dead run. Whoops. Okay, guess we're going rainbow now. Alright. Not what I expected, but we might be able to work with this. One video I thought that might be nice to make, or if not a video, like a texting on my site or something, is just a selection of my favorite video game music. Favorite tracks from video games? I don't know. Because, like, favorite video games, there's so many... Like, in a lot of cases, what can I say about a lot of my favorite games that haven't been said 1,000 times by other people on this site, you know? But if I'm talking about which music tracks in them I like particularly well, that I might be able to get a little more personal and specific with. Although, it would be hard not to fill it all up with Touhou music. The movie reviews I do on this, the film reviews I do on this channel don't seem to do as well as a lot of the other videos, but I will still keep doing them as well, because I just enjoy them if nothing else. The next one I might do is an old sci-fi movie called Phase 4, which is one of my favorites. One movie I also think a lot about and find really interesting, for whatever reason, is The Thin Red Line by Terrence Malick. I wouldn't like put it up there with one of my all-time favorites, but there's just a lot of parts in that movie that my mind always comes back to. If I was gonna put some of my favorite game music into a list, Ultimate Truth from Perfect Cherry Blossom and Touhou is definitely gonna be in there. That's probably my favorite song from a Touhou game. A lot of music from Ever 17, which is one of my favorite visual novels outside of Sudahibi. There's a song called Hawksprung in there. I need to think about what else would be in there, but lots of good choices. One song I always loved was the pause music in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Like, I never wanted to unpause the game when I had to pause it, because that music is so good. I haven't played through the game to the end, but Heart of Fire from the first Castlevania game on the NES has also always been one of my favorites. I'm very tone deaf, by the way. I'm not good at singing these. weird fucking angle. God fucking damn.
Oh god. Jack wins.
House is getting a little drafty. As much as I love the cold weather, I always say that, like, cold hand season is the worst time to play, shmups. Okay. Rain, go away. Do not run into the hitbox. It's lame, but this is probably the safest way to do this section. Okay. That's a little more what I'm talking about. That part always sounds like it's from like a Mega Man game or some shit. I don't know. Got a bomb, don't be afraid to use it. Such an amazing stage up until that ending. Fuck me. Oh well. Okay, I've definitely had much worse runs in spite of everything. What the fuck, man? I'm done. Well, new high score, and I don't think I've ever been this far with resources this good, so honestly, feels pretty good. Now I'm about to get an anchor sounded in my dick hole by Marasa. Okay, come come on, just don't die on this one. Please. This one is so easy. There's no reason I should ever die on this as long as I pay a little bit of attention. It might last a minute, but if you're patient, this should be totally free. What the fuck? Okay, that... Okay. I need to do some lab work on that one, I guess. Aw, fuck you. This one is fucking impossible. And the bomb barely does shit to it. For good measure. Oh shit. Okay. Definitely progress, I would say. I'm gonna take 10 minutes, then maybe do some shoot the bullet, and then move on to something else. So, just Borosoros, hi, playing any Higurashi this stream? Most likely I will be, but I usually like to end the stream with Higurashi. I say end, but usually takes a while. Usually is a pretty decent chunk of the stream, but I usually like to do it after playing other stuff, so probably in another hour or two, I'll play some Higurashi. But I want to play a little shoot the bullet first. And on my new setup, I don't have sources for everything yet. So please give me a moment to get a source up and let me know if the game audio is too loud. There we go. I don't usually play this scene with music in the background until, unless I'm on stream. But I haven't listened to the music in this game in forever, so, you know, it's kind of nice. There's not a ton of tracks in this game, but all the ones that are in there are extremely solid. In case people don't know how this game works, this isn't the most you know, even a lot of people who have played Touhou probably haven't played these photo games. The way they work is you have to clear the scene by taking photos of the boss. And I could just take a bunch of crappy ones, but I've already cleared everything in this game, so I'm playing it for score now. I'm trying to get a better score in this scene. And the way it works is, there's a couple things, but the most important is the larger your photo is, the better. The more bullets in it, the better. And that red circle around the boss is like it's kind of like a metronome timer. And the bigger that circle is in the photo, the better. So right now, my goal is to try to clear this scene with that red circle in each picture, at the very least. They call it a nice shot. And then if you're in the picture, that's better, and the closer you are to the boss, the better. But that's pretty much going to be automatic if you're following the rest of the rules. What I mean by that is, when the further away from you the picture is, the smaller the frame is. So you want the largest frame possible, which means you have to be as close to the boss as possible. I'm not, let me make it clear, I'm not an expert when it comes to scoring these photo games. There's a lot to them, and a lot more than I understand. But I know that nice shots are good, and I know that I want to clear this scene with all nice shots. Thank you. Do you use Rate Your Music? I think I might have. I have someone who's a friend on Rate Your Music with your name. Not that I use Rate Your Music as a very social space these days. Nice. Well, thank you for stopping in. Yeah, I won't reset just because I don't get a nice shot, I guess. I'm really bad at timing these nice shots. I'm very bad at, like, rhythm stuff. I have a very bad sense of rhythm. That's why I'm really bad at rhythm games. tend to do these too early, so I should... I should err on the side of too late rather than too early with these nice shots, so at least I still will have a nice shot in the picture, even though if it's not at its biggest. See, that was too early. Streams. I've started doing them kind of recently. I haven't given up on the videos. Don't worry. In fact, after stream today, I might start recording some audio for a newer one. It's gonna be a decent project, though. Thank you for stopping in, though, Pendant Wearer. Oh yeah. No, I definitely won't, I won't pressure myself to make something I don't enjoy, that's for sure. Probably this one. Which Touhou game is my favorite? Probably this one, Shoot the Bullet. And its sequel, Double Spoiler. Those are I kind of view them as the same. They're pretty much tied, because they're basically the same thing. Them or Great Fairy Wars. And those are all kind of side, unorthodox Touhou games. I guess if you were going to ask what my favorite of the main lines is, probably Perfect Cherry Blossom or Imperishable Night. I would have said Imperishable Night before, but recently I'm feeling more Perfect Cherry Blossom. I also am very tempted for Mountain of Faith, just because I love the mood and feeling and kind of design and everything of Mountain of Faith. Probably more than any other, but I don't quite enjoy its actual gameplay as much as Perfect Cherry Blossom or Imperishable Night, even though I do enjoy it quite a bit. How about yours, if you have one? Tanabe. もしかして日本人ですか? Touhou games are weird because they have English subtitles and English and Japanese communities refer to them then by those completely different names. Both of which are official, but like all the Japanese fans seem to ignore the English subtitles and vice versa. Even though both are very evocative and poetic for different reasons. Mostly. I see. EOSD and PCB. Yeah, PCB is one of the most perfectly produced, I think. But I'm glad you played EOSD, because that's probably the best one to start with. And I am a very big fan of it as well. I just think there's a few little things in it that Zune kind of worked out the kinks of in PCB and Imperishable Night better. I guess my favorite extra is probably Mountain of Faith, though. I don't know, something about the Suako extra is really, really fun to me. It's the only extra I've cleared without using bombs. Even though I still never did very well on the last couple spells in that one. But yeah, this game is, these, you know, the way you play these photo games is kind of, I'd say maybe they're a little more of an acquired taste. It's almost more like you're watching someone speedrunning or something, because it's just the same thing over and over again if you're grinding a scene. But personally, I find that kind of relaxing and enjoyable, because it's like the pressure is so low, so to say, that you can be a lot more ballsy and do more crazy shit than if you were playing a full game. So that's why I like scoring scenes in these photo games, even though, you know, I'm very much a beginner to it. Good afternoon. Nice to see you again. I remember you from the last stream. I'll be back to Higurashi eventually, but it might be another hour or two. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. This spell card's name, Ona Fuji-sama no Kusuri, is a reference to the Kojiki. Ona Fuji is the original name of Okuni Nushi no Kami, which is one of the major gods in the Izumo cycle, which is where the hare, the rabbit of Inaba, appears. Which I think Tei is somewhat based on. Not sure what the medicine has to do with him. Or why his medicine is apparently lemon lime gummy worms exclusively. Whoops. Feel like maybe it might be advantageous next time to start with grinding some shoot the bullet before playing UFO, because this kind of gets your dodging skills pumped in quick order. Nothing in this scene. A lot of stuff in UFO feels faster than the gummy worms in this scene. Okay, I'm gonna play this a little longer and then maybe move on to a little arcade stuff. Before we Higurashi. This game's addicting though, shoot the bullet. Once you start playing it, before you know, 2 hours out the window. Little bit money idol exchanger. Which means I need another source here. There we go. I'm using Streamlabs and I'm kind of... I like the way OBS, like vanilla OBS, looks a lot more. I need Streamlabs though because I can plug in... there's chat capabilities and stuff that I can't get to work in normal OBS, but I feel like Streamlabs is kind of better at detecting game windows a lot of the time. I'm so rusty at this fucking game, man. I feel like I'm too old to be... too old to ever play this game at the, kind of dexterity and thinking speed it requires to be really good at. Until they invent neural implants that turn us all into taskbots or whatever. But you know, I'm still having fun and that's what matters most. Kind of a waste of a ER. Oh, we got two others. Have you guys ever thought about what's gonna happen when it becomes like really easy to have brain implants that'll make you like really good at a game? Are there gonna be like implant and no implant categories for speedruns and score games and shit? How would you verify that shit though? Like, I don't necessarily think that having those will mean that nobody ever enjoys or plays games normally again, because it's like there's already TASes and like there's chess programs that'll play chess better than any human ever will again, but people still enjoy chess. But I wonder how much that could be the case if it becomes harder and harder to know if the other person you're playing against is really a human or not. Like right now, I feel like there's no way I'd ever take an implant in my brain to play a game better, because it would just be... It would be so against the conception of what a game could be, but... Who knows, maybe someday when I'm 50 and my reflexes really suck. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Of course. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing really in principle different from using like save states or some other thing like that. But I've always been a purist. So like I never like to use shit like that. Even though I don't give a fuck if anyone does that on their own time. Like, you know. Enjoy the game the way you want to, really. But I just sometimes think about that, like new things that'll be developed that kind of straddle the line between what's considered cheating or not. Like, for example, on a lot of old arcade games, like old arcade shooters that don't have auto fire, right? so you have to keep mashing to keep the fire. I will never play any of those without enabling an auto fire in MAME. Even if it's not how they were meant to be played, it's just it's so bad for your hands to keep mashing the entire way like that. That'll just give you fucking carpal tunnel. And I don't consider it cheating for other people to enable auto fire, even though yes, some games like that are totally broken by auto fire and it makes them easy. But what can I say? I want people's hands to be healthy. Because if there's, like, things you could get to improve your reflexes, like brain implants that improve reflexes, I mean, they would be used for stuff other than games, right? And so people might just have them in their daily lives. So it would be hard to say, okay, you're not allowed to compete in this game if you have that. You know, I would have said, not the kind of thing we have to worry about anytime soon. Just an interesting thought experiment, but nowadays, with AI and shit, you never know. Although, it is interesting how, it seems like making interfaces with brains and computers, from what I understand, is still, like, has proved to be very, very, very hard. Like, much harder than a lot of people thought. Like, we'll probably have fully homegrown super intelligent. We might have fully homegrown artificial general intelligence before we manage to coherently make brains interface with computer systems. Which I don't think anyone expected. Most people thought it would be the other way around. Leroy Gorham talks about technological extensions of cognitive functions. That similar extended mind thesis. Yeah, I haven't heard of that thinker, but I think what's his name? One of the big consciousness guys in the West. He's an Australian dude. What is that? Oh, David Chalmers. I think has work on extended mind as well. I haven't read much of it, but he's the guy who invented the phrase hard problem of consciousness, so he's one of the big names in that field. Mission complete. Computing is a partial understanding of consciousness, focusing on quanta, excluding qualia, so can't find consciousness if you deliberately exclude methodologically. Sure. I guess when I say super intelligence, I'm not even really talking about whether it's conscious or not. Like, you know, let's leave the question. Like, something can be intelligent without being conscious. Intelligence is more or less a question of information processing. Like, your calculator is much more intelligent than you when it comes to mathematics. It's just not conscious, as far as we know. If I understand you right. I like this stupid clown music. I played this game a few times in the arcade, and man, it's so hard. It's so much harder when I can't use a keyboard. I do wonder if this is one of those games that has like a cap. I think this game probably has a cap where it becomes easier to play properly when you use a keyboard over an arcade stick, just because you can move more quickly, potentially. But I mean, this game's been counter stopped, meaning like people have already maxed out the score, and maybe you can do that on a... I think someone has done that on a arcade stick, so at that point it doesn't really matter for competition, I guess.
Thank you.
Trying to get next game to show up here. I'll delete the source and add it again, I guess. Okay, that's not wanting to work. Let me try window capture. This is what I get for saying that Streamlabs is better at... There we go. Better at capturing shit.
Thank you.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. Might sell these blues pretty soon. Fuck. Ah! Ah!
Game over. Thank you.
All right, let's try that again. Anyone who hasn't tried this game and likes arcade puzzles like this should give this a shot. It looks pretty silly, I know, but it's an amazing game. Very unique. Oh shit.
Sid!
Oh shit. Ah, fuck. Ugh.
Sid!
Oh, what the fuck? I fucked that up. That was all me. Okay.
Game over!
One more. that up a little. We're not dead yet.
Ted.
Oh, what the fuck? Sombreros, please. What the fuck, man? Are you kidding me? Oh, fuck.
Game over.
Okay. I'm gonna take another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna read some Higurashi, I believe. And maybe when that's done, I'll play a little Fire and Ice or something. We'll see. Alright, be back in another 10.